WVU by the Fountain reported of one individual that was shot, unknown where the shooter went. And let's be advised, UVU in Orem has had an active shooter at the Charlie Kirk event. We're getting several calls. We're trying to get more information.
On October 14th, 1993, in Arlington Heights, Illinois, Charles James Kirk was born to Robert and Kimberly Kirk. His father was an architect, and mother, a mental health counselor. Through his childhood, Charlie, as he was called, was a member of the Boy Scouts of America, achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. It did not take long for young Charlie to unearth the world of politics and activism. From 2008 to 2010, Charlie attended Wheeling High School, and during his junior year, he volunteered for the successful U.S. Senate campaign of Illinois' Republican Mark Kirk. In the following year, his senior year, Charlie created a campaign to reverse a price increase for cookies at his school. Charlie's life started to lean more towards political activism when, still in high school, he wrote an essay for Breitbart News, making the claim that there was a leftist bias in high school textbooks. This work led to an appearance on Fox Business.
Taking a lot of flack for releasing a new rap radio ad. I don't think it's that bad. I think it actually could help with millennials. But we've got the expert millennial himself, Charlie Kirk, and we'll see what he has to say. He's also fired up about student debt. He says that the government is to blame. More Varney after this.
Colleges are going to continue to raise their costs because they know students can pay in full. And they can pay in full because the federal government keeps on subsidizing their advancement into college. Remember, it's big government policies that have created the student loan bubble in this country.
Kirk went on to speak at Benedictine University, where he met Bill Montgomery. Bill Montgomery was an American businessman and conservative activist, and at the time of this interaction with Kirk, was a Tea Party-backed legislative candidate. At this speaking engagement, Montgomery encouraged Kirk to engage in political activism as a career. Shortly after, Kirk, 18 at the time, and Montgomery went on to create Turning Point USA, which Kirk described as, quote, a grassroots organization to rival liberal groups. In 2012, at the Republican National Convention, Kirk met Foster Friess, a notable Republican donor, and was able to convince him to finance Turning Point USA. As Turning Point USA was being built, Kirk also attended Harper College near Chicago, but only for a brief time before dropping out. A few years later, in 2016, Kirk expanded his written work, authoring his first book entitled Campus Battlefield: How Conservatives Can Win the Battle on Campus and Why It Matters. In the same year, presidential elections were taking place, and then businessman Donald Trump became a serious candidate in the running for the Republican Party.
How great are our police, and how great is Cleveland?
At the 2016 Republican National Convention, Kirk made the decision to fully support the Trump campaign and contributed by assisting with travel and media arrangements for Donald Trump Jr. This ignited the start of a friendship between Kirk and Trump Jr., which only grew closer as time went on. The quick bond between the two is evident as Trump Jr. wrote the foreword to Kirk's book. As Kirk was strengthening his connections in the political realm, especially following Trump's successful presidential campaign, Turning Point USA was also growing strong.
How we doing, Georgia?
Kirk's priority and main focus with Turning Point USA was to engage with colleges and younger generations entering the political sphere. With that focus in mind, notable publications that were launched by Turning Point USA include the Professor Watch List and the School Board Watch List, both calling out and listing professors and school boards, respectively, that promoted radical leftist beliefs.
They call a professor watch list, saying that they discriminate against conservative students and use their lectures to push their propaganda. The watch list just added a few new names. Charlie Kirk joins us now to explain why they're there. Charlie, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
So first, the idea of a watch list has driven a lot of people in academia like completely crazy, and you're Joe McCarthy to them. What kind of response have you gotten?
Yeah, so some of these academics, they think this is the new rise of McCarthyism, and I always joke back to them, well, at least we show you our list.
In May of 2019, Kirk launched Turning Point Action, which was an organization designed to lobby and campaign for conservative politicians. Through this organization, Kirk later launched an initiative called the Mount Vernon Project, with the purpose of removing members from the Republican National Committee who were not grassroots conservatives, as Kirk called it. The leverage against and removal of these members, categorized by the Mount Vernon Project as hindering conservative values, was achieved by cutting off donorship to those who did not vote for such values. In November of 2019, following the launch of Turning Point Action, Kirk and Jerry Falwell Jr. created the Falkirk Center for Faith and Liberty. Jerry Falwell Jr. is an evangelical attorney and served as the president of Liberty University from 2007 to 2020, which funded the Faith and Liberty Center he co-founded. In October of 2020, Kirk launched his own radio show entitled The Charlie Kirk Show, which ran for 3 hours every weekday. The show was a massive success, achieving between 500,000 and 750,000 downloads every day in 2024.
President Trump's big push to take control of over Washington, D.C. Well, everybody, it is working.
In 2021, Kirk also started Turning Point Live, another 3-hour streaming talk show Charlie ran, which averaged 111,000 unique visitors in 2021. While the range of media presence and initiatives greatly expanded Kirk's influence amongst conservatives, Republicans, and the younger generation, another aspect of his message and efforts occurred via in-person events, with Kirk touring college campuses around the country.
That's not what affirmative action
Called,
is.
well, hold on a
no
second.
one takes your grades.
Hold on a second. If you only have so many, you only have so many positions at University of South Florida to come in, right? There's a set number. Let's say it's 20,000 people, okay? And we're gonna say we're gonna lower the test standards so that somebody that's a woman of color can come in, and therefore it's harder for you. So it's a higher bar for you, lower bar for them. Definitionally, that's a redistribution of test scores to somebody else, just by the definition.
These tours and events aim to promote critical thinking and conservative values amongst the college-age demographic, with recognizable slogans including "Prove Me Wrong," challenging those in attendance to debate and defend their positions on political issues. As is evident from all the accomplishments Charlie has achieved in the realm of politics, activism, and media, he spent most of his life being a voice for his beliefs and those who shared them, and undoubtedly encouraged and supported countless members of younger generations to partake in that democratic duty, expressing themselves politically. Even so, politics and activism was not the most important thing in Charlie's life. Charlie has repeatedly emphasized that his faith was the most important aspect of his life. He was an evangelical Christian, Christian nationalist, and strongly advocated for creationism. In 2021, Charlie launched Turning Point Faith, with the goal of addressing America's crumbling religious foundation by engaging thousands of pastors nationwide in order to breathe renewed civic engagement into our churches. Along with his faith, Charlie's family was of the utmost importance in his life. In 2018, Charlie met his future wife, Erika. Erika is a podcaster and won the U.S. pageant in 2012, being crowned Miss Arizona. In 2021, Charlie and Erika got married. The following year, in August, they welcomed their first child, a daughter, into the world. A few years later, in May of 2024, Charlie and Erika welcomed a baby boy into the world. In 2025, Turning Point USA announced its new college tour series, entitled The American Comeback Tour. Starting out at Utah Valley University, outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, Charlie Kirk was on stage fielding questions when